بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلوات الله وسلامه عليه محمد نبينا محمد أحب إلينا من آبائنا وأمهاتنا وذرياتنا وأزواجنا بل من أنفسنا والناس أجمعين. نبدأ إن شاء الله اليوم الحصة السادسة في قواعد التجويد. Today we are going to start the sixth lesson in the phonetic rules of Quranic recitation, the Tajweed of Quran. We would like to remind you that we are following this. We are going to continue our syllabus, which is according to the syllabus in front of you. We alhamdulillah finished the Noon and Mim al-Mushaddada, and we finished alhamdulillah the Mim Sakina, and we knew the three rules under this name, the Mim Sakina. We have three rules below this title, and we took also the rules of Noon Sakina and the Noon of Tanween, and we knew its associated four rules. Today we are going to take the last biggest rule of Quranic recitation rules, the last biggest and very important rule in this syllabus, which is the lengthening, the mudud, which are associated with letters alif and waw and ya. And after that we will take the last lesson of this trimester or this semester, which will be the huruf al-qalqala. Just take care that the rule 4, which is the lengthening of mudud, or the lengthening or mudud rules, are we have multiple rules below this title, so it is a big rule, inshallah, like the rules of Nun Sakina and Nun of Tanween. So let's first of all define what's a mad, what's lengthening, and when does it come. Okay, let's see this. In front of our screen, in front of us, we see on the screen the three letters that in Arabic are associated with mudud, extensions, lengthenings, like a, u, I. That's it. So a, u, I, ma, mu, mi. So this is exactly what I did. Is the mad, is the extension, is the lengthening. But does it tell us, does that mean that we will make this mad whenever we find any alif or waw or ya? No. There are two conditions that need to be present before we make this extension. The first of it is that these three letters that are inherently vulnerable to prolongation or elongation or extension should come first sakina, unvoweled. So carrying sukun, or in other ways, does not carry neither fatha, neither dhamma, neither kasra. So it does not carry any of the three vowels that we know, fatha, kasra, dhamma. This is the first rule. But this is not sufficient. We need to have another thing, another condition fulfilled before we become able to apply extension or lengthening of these letters. This second condition is that the alif, a, waw, wu, ya, yi should be preceded by a letter carrying a compatible vowel. I think you have guessed it already. What's a compatible vowel for each of these letters? A, alif, it should be fatha. If you thought like that, you are correct. Waw, the compatible vowel for waw that should be present in the letter preceding or coming before waw should be dhamma. Yes, this is correct. Ya, the compatible vowel for this letter ya, yi, should be kasra, and that's it. So again, look at this. Qala. It carries an alif that for sure not carrying any fatha, kasra, dhamma. Qala, sakin. It's a sakin. So it fulfills already the first condition to become a letter of mad, a letter of lengthening, that is coming sakin, not voweled. But the second condition tells us that it should be preceded or with a letter carrying a vowel that's compatible with alif. We told you what is the vowel compatible with alif? Is fatha. Does qala fulfill these two conditions? The alif here fulfills two conditions? Yes. It's coming second, so okay for the first condition. And the letter coming before it is carrying fatha. And this is fulfilling the second condition because fatha is the compatible vowel for alif. So here we can make an extension on the alif. We say like that. قال. You see how did I extend it? قال. And this is called natural mad. Natural mad in Arabic. And it takes 2 units of time. 2 units of time. Okay? Okay. قال. So the least of mad, the least of time or duration, the least duration for any mad from now until we finish the rules of mudud, the least extension should be 2 units of time. Because this is the basic thing. For any letter of mad, it should be extended for at least 2 units of time, if not more, according to the exceptions or the different rules that we are going to take in the next lessons. So now, this is for alif. Let's see for ya. قيل وقيله يا رب إن هؤلاء قوم لا يؤمنون. In Surah Al-Zukhruf, the last few verses of this Surah Al-Zukhruf is having this word, but وقيله, there's a ha at the end. But no problem, here we have a ya sakina. So this is fulfilling the first condition that this حروف العلة is called in Arabic حروف العلة, حروف المدود, alif, waw, ya, is coming sakina and is preceded by a letter carrying a vowel compatible with ya. We told you that the accent or the vowel compatible with ya is kasra. So here we see قيلي. Look at me. Let's think otherwise. If we have ya sakina, but the qaf is fatiha, like for example, qayla. Imagine that this is a word having a sense in Arabic. Qayla. I don't know if it has a sense or not. I don't think so. Qayla. So we have a ya sakina. Qayla. Qayla. Ya sakina. So yeah, we fulfill the first condition. But the qaf is fatha. Is carrying fatha. Qa. Is fatha compatible with ya? No. So here we missed the second condition for huruf al-mudud to be able to be lengthened. So here we cannot make a lengthening. So we cannot say qayla. We cannot do that. Okay? Okay. So here we say qili. Qili. Okay? So let's take that third and last example here, which is mad in the case of waw. Waw here is coming also sakin, ju'. It's not jawa'a, it's not jawi'u, or not ju'u. So it's ju'. Waw is sakin. Okay, this is good. And the letter coming before it is carrying dhamma. Ah, yeah. So here we have the 2 conditions fulfilled. The harf al-illa, the harf al-mad, the letter of mad is coming sakin, and the letter preceding it is carrying a compatible vowel, which is dhamma in the case of waw, or kasra in the case of ya, or fatha in the case of alif. Then at this case, when these 2 conditions are fulfilled, we can do mad. Okay? So let's read here what's the rule telling us. These letters, alif, waw, ya, come unvoweled. So this rule, the lengthening, is applied when these letters, the 3 letters, alif and waw and ya, come unvoweled, second, and are preceded by a letter carrying a compatible vowel. Fatha for alif, dhamma for waw, kasra for ya. So what is our action in face of that? How we apply the rule? We make a lengthening the sound as a, u, e. The duration of this lengthening should be of 2 units of time. Okay, and this would vary according to the letters coming after them. Okay. So let's take now. This is called natural mad, mad tabi'i. Okay, let's take example from Quran. لقد خلقنا. We have alif preceded by a letter carrying fatha. So we should lengthen here. الإنسان. We have alif sakin preceded by a fatha. So here we should extend. Make a lengthening. Mad. في. We have a ya sakin preceded by kasra. أحسن تقوي. Ya sakin preceded by kasra. So we should extend here. الذي أطعمه. Here الذي ya sakin preceded by kasra. الذي أطعمهم من جوع. Waw sakin preceded by dhamma. جوع وآمنهم من خوف. Okay, so I will stress on the red letters. So please concentrate with me when I recite these verse, and I will focus. I need you to focus on the red letters, how I pronounce them, how I extend them. لقد خلقنا okay, but we have here an exception because this alif is omitted when there is Hamzat Wasl coming behind it. Okay, so let's forget about this for now because I don't want to confuse you. Here it is not a mad. This is an exception because it is omitted. لقد خلقنا الإنسان. الإنسان في not في أحسن no في أحسن not تقويم no تقويم. لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم. Then the other verse. الذي أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف. Alhamdulillah. So again, as I told you, after we define what's a letter of mad, how can we spot out a letter that where we can apply mad extension or lengthening? So I told you that whenever you find harf al-mad, the letter alif or waw or ya, preceded by compatible vowel, this is considered a lengthening letter. Okay? As long as this letter is not followed by a sakin or hamza, remember, concentrate very well. As long as you find this extension or this letter of mad, lengthening letter, where you found is it a candidate for being lengthened because it is coming second, preceded by a letter carrying a compatible vowel. If this letter is not followed by hamza or sukun or a letter carrying sukun, then you have to extend it for 2 units of time. Because if it is followed by this letter of mad, whether it is alif or waw or ya, is followed by hamza or sukun, we have other rules now. Okay? But today we want to remind you to focus on only mad tabi'i. Mad tabi'i, which is a letter of mad preceded by a letter carrying a compatible vowel and not followed by hamza. You know the hamza? Like this hamza, this little hamza. Not followed by hamza and not followed by a letter carrying sukun. So if you find this, you have to extend it for 2 units of time only. Okay? So let's again apply that. And this will be applied or named as a mad tabi'i, natural lengthening. قل أعوذ. If you look at my fingers, قل أعوذ. This is the way I control the 2 units of time because I know my speed. So I calibrated my speed of extending my fingers. So I know how I make 2 units of time. So I just try to extend 2 fingers at my own pace. قل أعوذ برب الفلق. Good. Now I will try to, we have time, so I will try to take some of the rules, some other rules of mudud, because although it will be a little bit too much, but I will repeat and go over and again and again and again on this module so that we can master these rules. So I think by repetition, it's better than just saying the thing only once. So I prefer this way of teaching that to repeat many times. So now that we knew the rule of مد طبيعي, and we told you that the مد طبيعي is any letter of this mudud, of these 3 letters of mudud, alif, waw, or ya, preceded by a letter carrying compatible vowel, and if it is not followed by hamza or sukun, it is named as مد طبيعي. Okay, let's see what will be the case if it is followed by hamza or sukun. Don't look at this slide. It is so crowded. I understand that. So please just filter everything except the first line. So basic lengthening or natural lengthening is called مد طبيعي. We told you it is 2 units of time, and we told you it is applied when we have any of the 3 letters, alif, waw, or ya, preceded by a letter carrying a compatible vowel, and not followed by hamza or sukun. Hamza or sukun. So in this case, it's called مد طبيعي. Great, alhamdulillah. Now, if this حرف المد, waw or alif or ya, is followed by hamza or sukun in 3 and 4, we will have several other rules. So today we'll take these 2 lines, when it is followed by hamza, but these simple 2 lines. Okay, it's very simple. Just concentrate, don't look at anything except this part. جزاؤهم عند ربي. If we dissect, make some anatomy, study of this word, we'll find it is alif, jaza, alif, sakin, unvoweled, and preceded by a letter carrying fatha. So now this alif is a candidate for lengthening, for being مد طبيعي, which is of 2 units of time. But we told you to be a 2 units of time or مد طبيعي, or called مد طبيعي, it needs to be not followed by hamza or sukun. But here we find the hamza, جزاء. So here we find the مد طبيعي, a candidate مد طبيعي, but it has been followed by hamza. So now it is no longer a مد طبيعي. It is not anymore a مد طبيعي. It is another rule. It's a branching of مد طبيعي. Here it's called مد متصل, because here it's obligatory in Quranic recitation that whenever you find a مد طبيعي or a letter that is a letter of مد, a letter of lengthening, alif or waw or ya, coming second, preceded by a letter carrying a compatible vowel, but followed by hamza, here you are obliged to extend it more than 2 units of time. That is known for مد طبيعي. You see how coming of hamza, how the presence of hamza after the letter of mad changes the rule completely? Yes, that's it. So if you don't have this hamza, then you have to keep it as mad طبيعي for 2 units of time. But since we have hamza here, we have to apply another rule, which is called مد متصل. So what's مد متصل? It is a letter of mad, alif or waw or ya, followed by hamza in the same word. This is very important. In the same word. And this is called مد متصل. متصل means connected in the same word. So the alif and hamza are connected in the same word. So it is not a hamza coming in the next word and the previous word or the preceding word terminated with a harf mad. So now the harf al-mad is followed by a hamza, yes, but the hamza is coming in the next word. This is called another rule, mad munfasil, disconnected, lengthening. Because the hamza, yes, it is following the harf al-mad, but it's coming disconnected from it in another or in a separate word. So here we have, if we have the hamza coming after the letter of mad in the same word, it's called connected lengthening or mad muttasil. Mad muttasil. So here in the mad muttasil, it is obligatory to at least lengthen for 4 units of time. It could be 4, it could be 6. Okay, some people say it's 4 or 5, but I don't see a difference between 4 and 5. So yeah, so I prefer the theory that it is 4 or 6. Okay, for me myself, I don't have a very long breath, so I just keep it 4 for myself. Okay, because it is optional to make it 4 or 6 or 4 or 5. So you can choose whether to, what you'd like to do. But whenever you choose anything, if you decide to make it 4, you need to keep it consistent all over your recitation. If you keep it 6, if you choose to make it 6, you need to be consistent. Okay. Now the next line, the second line here, we have في أحسن. في أحسن. What's that? Here we have a ya sakin preceded by a letter carrying a compatible vowel. So now it is a candidate letter of mad. We have here the two conditions applied or present, fulfilled. The ya is coming second, preceded by a letter carrying carrying a compatible vowel. So at least we have mad tabi'i here, unless we have hamza or sukun coming after. So let's not look at the word, the hamza here. So it's at least to be fi, 2 units of time, fi, okay? But here in rules of Quranic recitation, it tells us if you have hamza or sukun, be alert, because you have a deviation. You will have to deviate from the basic rule of basic lengthening or mad tabi'i. You might extend more because of the presence of hamza after the letter of mad. But here the hamza is coming in, is not in the same word like in the case above here, but it's coming in the next word. So the hamza is disconnected from the letter of mad in 2 separate words. So this is called disconnected mad, disconnected lengthening. Mad munfasil, infasal al-shay'u an shay. So things to separate from each other, or disconnect from each other, is called disconnected, munfasil. Munfasil, it's an adjective. Things when are disconnected, they are called munfasil. So this is disconnected mad. So this we have, here we have a disconnected mad. So what's the rule here? It tells us you have the option to make it 2, to keep it as mad tabi'i, or to make it 4. You have the option to do this or this. It's not as obligatory as mad muttasil. Mad muttasil is obligatory to be 4 or 6 or 4 or 5. But in mad munfasil, disconnected mad, you have the option to make it 2 or 4. 2 or 4. Okay, this is good, inshallah. So you have the option to make it في أحسن تقويم or في أحسن تقويم. Again, since I have no much breath, so I keep always the lowest options, the shortest options for myself. But you might be, you might have longer breath than mine, so you can do the longest option.